right, good morning, everyone. I'm starting off making some more long form videos about building, how I think, in sharing questions and thoughts that I talk about friends with and they find very useful. So I'm sharing here. And the first one that I wanted to talk about was just how do you validate base ideas before like getting to any building so that you know that you aren't wasting time and are able to have like success here. So this is just meant as a very quick way to establish some basic validation to continue on to the next step. This isn't going to mean that like this is going to be the most hyper scalable thing ever, but to move an idea from just paper to let me spend a little, like I can spend more time on this. And so the three ways that we're going to go through is like problem validation, competitor validation, and really the most important one is customer validation. I'm going to wrap it up with why now and why you, and just some basic tools that I've used. And I'm going to be using real examples that I've been using myself here. So continue watching to learn about the three ways that you can validate any of your ideas with basic tools before you even get to building. So when we're first talking about problem validation, we want to think about just like, is anyone else looking for a solution to this? So I'm going to Google and I am also putting in Reddit to my Google search, because what I want to find is individual humans out in the wild talking with other people about this problem. And so that just, can I see, are people searching themselves for the solution? What keywords are they using to search for it? What are other people saying about this or not? Because that's going to be your group of people. That's how they're already trying to search for their solution. And if you can talk about your solution in there, get put into there, that's going to be a group of acquirable customers. The second part of the problem validation for me is just, is there a value differential? There is the cost of $0, somebody doing it all themselves, doing all of the work, finding out the information, to paying a lot of money to just have it done. They don't have to worry about it. And when there is that kind of financial value differential, then there's a market in between that can likely be made. And there's always going to be the trade-off of the LTV versus the number of acquirable customers, so just like total volume. So the higher price something is, the lower volume is going to be. The lower priced, the higher volume something is going to need to be. Just the general value model there. So getting onto competitor validation, just like right off the top of my head, am I able to think of any other competitors that are in this space? So everyone knows, in my case where I'm building this real estate app, I know of Zillow, everybody knows of them, that's where they go to. And more specifically, when I was looking at this as a real estate game, I was able to go and do a greater search to find competitors that are also already making this game. So there's just the bigger market of like what I know, just to establish, okay, I can do a little bit more research. And when I get into the very like singular product, I'm able to see like, okay, there are other competitors. And I'm able to look at them and evaluate, are they doing a good job? Did they do their validation? Just the mere existence of them does not even mean that I should go down on this route, but also not from a matter of, oh, somebody is already starting it, but really from the aspect of somebody has done this and is not doing it well, or they're not doing it well, because it's just not actually going to be a successful space. So looking up competitors and getting more competitor validation helps me determine to continue or not with the problem and going down the path of validating the idea into making plans for even further validation and further building. So when it comes to then the third is really like customer validation here. Customer validation is like so critically important, and this is really the hardest one. With customer validation, this is, can you yourself go out there and find somebody in person willing to use, and even better, willing to pay for this? And so you can do this in person, and I love the idea of doing this in person. Done it myself, and that is going to be just the single best way, especially even for any sort of like tech product. Like, sales get made in person, person to person. When I think later on down the line, getting to like the second level, second order sales, where the person who is the user making a sale through word of mouth to another user, I like to think, can they explain this in 5 words or less to convey value? And then there are other ways of getting customer validation that is like basic ads and social media. I've been doing a lot of social media, and I know other people who use basic ads first to see what is the click-through rate. Is there anyone that is going to convert on these advertisements that I put out there? Just low level, is there some interest? Same thing with social media, what I've done. A really cool thing, I didn't get a picture on here, but I made a social media account of Portland, Maine _home insights to be able to see, is anyone going to give me a follow or like my story or like the post and come into the social media page just based off of the name alone? That is going to convey relevance of Portland, Maine, and value, that is home insights, before they can even get anywhere. And that's just making an Instagram account, writing a profile, making a logo, and posting a text story. And I was able to get a person in the area looking for a home in the next year, and I was even able to get a realtor. So to me, that gives me very basic, low-level customer validation that I am finding a way to get in front of people. So some questions to also have answered, aside from just like the validation points that we had, is just why now? And so I'm getting into the building a real estate mobile app, making a better service for home buyers and homeowners, because this is a real market opportunity of changing commission structures for realtors. I'm not looking to become a realtor. I don't want to become, but now is a time that there is a large shakeup in how transactions are going to be done. That is just over the long term, that this provides a good opportunity to get in. So if there are other news articles for you with your ideas that just help make the case for doing this now, is just really helpful to help bound the opportunity or idea that you have. And then why you? Just, this doesn't have to be like a full-on resume, everything has built up to this, but a little bit of like, what does make you unique in this solution? And so for me, I provided a picture here of The Big Short, but I come into building this real estate app given my background. First out of college, I was working on mortgage-backed securities, and I was working on the litigation for them, and I was going through loan files of all of the borrowers who were getting stated income, stated asset, no income, no job loans from NoDoc, Ninja, CISA. I was reviewing all of these loans, learning the whole process of the real estate mortgage origination to the selling of the mortgages into these greater securities, and into all of the cleanup of it afterwards. And I really developed a big interest in consumer finance. I've gone through the CFA program. I am a charter holder, and I like to think about helping other people, helping improve the market, and helping convey these really important financial considerations to people. And then in the last couple of years, I've gotten into mobile apps and was managing a large portfolio of mobile applications. So I am seeing this as a way of putting together all of my experiences to make this solution happen. So when it comes then to just like what are the tools that can be used, you know, Canva, AI, Microsoft Paint, you can really do a lot of basic stuff. I love using Midjourney to just help visualize something new. I was using Canva to just make a quick logo and whatnot. And then getting on social media. This is really for consumer ideas, but I think actually like the social media aspect can work for business, B2B business, just because it is people on these platforms at the end of the day, and this is a mechanism that is getting messages onto people's phones organically, and the idea here, I've got a picture of an account called The Morning Close that we played. We used to play this game of guessing the price on what a home closed for. And before even building out a lot of like a mobile app experience, the thought here was, can I interest people in this game on social media? Because if I can't get them interested in playing outside of a mobile app, like there's just not going to be a way of getting them to play inside the mobile app. So trying to help solve the problem as far up the funnel as I possibly can was the goal here. And doing this gives you insights, and it just gives you direct feedback from users. Email, text. Just being able to get in touch with anyone directly, and when you do like get them acquired, let's say on social media, getting a way to communicate with them, and communication really being the key thing, because that is going to drive usage. Let's say you've got a basic thing like here in the bottom, I'm showing off a Google site that I made way back at months back, and I had to drive people to this website to come play this game. Email was a great thing to remind people and let them know of updates. Hey, come check it. We've got a new game. These are the results of the game. Being able to just effectively communicate, whip some usage, because this is not part of like their daily life, and I'm not going to have something that's like so viral at all. But this was a very quick, zero cost way of building in some basic functionalities using like Google sites, no code website, form builders, whether you're going to do Webflow or Wix or other things, you can get into that. That is like a next step beyond that, and that's where I've gone to. But these are going to really be your friend. So those are the three ways that I will use to validate an idea, and how to move on to starting to really validate that. So from problem validation of Googling to find what are people talking about in the real world, to make this problem exist, and is there a real value differential that helps substantiate the problem with competitors? Are other people doing this that I know of? And more specifically, are there other competitors doing this very niche thing that I can learn from? And then customer validation being, can I find ways to get in front of these people who are looking for this solution or talking about their problem, whether that is on whichever social media channel of your choice, basic advertising, and going out in person. And so then, just to help validate your idea about moving forward, is there a compelling reason as to why right now is good, and why are you the one that should be doing this? Can be any small reason that continues you going, but becomes your reason for existence for yourself. And then some basic validation tools, getting a little bit of branding going on through AI, Canva, other tools, using low code, no code, website form builders of Google Sites, Typeform, Webflow, etc. And then also just social media, using email and text. Make some accounts. Try to be as up funnel with the value to users as possible, so that you can continue building in that value further down the funnel. All right. I'd love to hear about what you would add, maybe even change, so we can keep this kind of thing updated. Cheers, guys.